All right, everyone. Oh, sorry, Super Pete. All right, guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. Super Pete's been commenting a bunch saying that he wants me to do the all right, guys intro. So there you go. Got it done there for you. But we got the Houston Open, the Hewlett Packard Enterprises Houston Open. You know, whatever. It used to be the Valero Houston Open. Now it's the Hewlett Packard Houston Open. We know what it is. The thing about this tournament this week is that it's going to be played on the same course as it was last year, which is a good thing. Last year, I remember we were having to use kind of just Texas-based courses as comp courses, which we will have to do again this week because, well, we only have 1 year to go off of for sample size, but at least we have something to go off of this year. We can see if what we did last year was correct, which I did already do that. It was pretty much correct, so we do have that to go off of. That's some fun stuff. But first, guys, I do want to get into the recap of last week, and then we'll get into the tournament preview here for you guys. Do also want to mention that in this video, I am going to be doing the core plays. Just going to make one big video for you guys right now until NFL is over, and then I'll go back to a lot more golf content video-wise. Obviously, the website's still doing what we do, but just wanted to let you guys know that. But let's get into the results from last week. So here we go. Last week's tournament, we can see we had 28 players, 6 missed the cut, which, you know, a little bit too much. We can see the players that missed the cut there. Tringale, Grillo, you know, they weren't rated too high. HV3, he kind of hurt. He just missed the cut. Matt Jones, Mito, and Rory. Rory Sabatini really kind of sucked down the stretch, but we did have the winner. We did have Carlos Ortiz. We did have Justin Thomas, did have Joaquin Niemann, Ibrahim Answer, and Aaron Wise, 2 players that we were highly on, did really well as well. The problem with last week was that there were so many quality plays. Okay, it was hard to really know where to make a cutoff point, but I think we did a really good job at that because we missed some of the chalky options that were out there that really didn't do too well, and some of the players that were just highly priced that didn't do too well as well. So overall, pretty good week there, and that kind of just sums up a really good season thus far for us. We'll show you guys the full season here. So just looking at it, I like to look at like top 12 in the player pool. So top 12 in the player pool have had 59 players, 16 top 10s, 29 top 25 finishes, 9 missed cuts. That's kind of high, but not too bad. But 4 wins, 2 runner-ups. Love to see that. And the player pool is the human element. That's me going in and saying, all right, where is the data? Maybe off a little bit or directly on a little bit. So the data would be the model rank here. The model rank has been pretty good as well. 25 top 10 or top 25 finishes, but we can see, you know, a decent amount of missed cuts more if you're looking at percentage-wise, and that's where kind of the human element will come in. But 1 runner-up, 4 wins. So we've been able to nail the winner in 4 out of the last 5 weeks. That's pretty awesome. And then just looking at the betting card as well, pretty good stuff there. 2 wins, 2 runner-ups, 7 top 10s, 12 top 25 finishes, 6 missed cuts there. But we can see the players that have made the cut have an average finish of 19th. So pretty good stuff there as well. But let's get into the tournament preview here for you guys. All right, so for this tournament, like I said, we have a little bit smaller of sample size, which does kind of suck. Okay, we have 1 year for sample size. What we have to do is possibly look at comp courses for the rest of the course history data. As you guys know, I like to do at least like 4 years of course history data. If we don't have 4 years of course history data, I will look at comp course history data. So I think the Golf Club of Houston, in its last time out, we're going to use. I like that. Not too far ago, timeline-wise. We're going to be good with that. You know, 2020, we got to use that. I like that. You know, kind of a longer track. It did play a little bit easier, but I do like that course. And then another one I'm going to be looking at is the last 2 years at the Valero Texas Open. Okay, I do like that one as well. We can see it is a TPC-style event, but it is a longer track. It typically plays harder as well. I do like that. Let's see, does it have Bermuda greens as well? It does have Bermuda greens as well, which is what we have this week as well. So just looking at like key stats in Texas, I guess, if you will, before we get into what happened last year. We don't really see anything popping up too significantly, which is a good thing. But once we go into last year's tournament, which was Memorial Park Golf Course, So we've only seen that 1 year. We can see what the key stats are going to be. And this is from last year, small sample size once again, but we can see long iron accuracy actually popping up there a decent amount. Players that didn't make the cut struggled there. We can see that. Players that made the cut did do pretty well at that, especially over like wedges, which is kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the distinction there, if there is one. So we can see long iron accuracy is something that players that did miss the cut struggled with. Then we can see driving distance over good drive percentage, which I'm happy for. And I think that's a lot due to the fact that the rough length is really short, okay? Short rough length means that it's going to be easier to hit out of. And the greens are kind of bigger. Rough rake area kind of bigger as well. So there's not that many penalty areas as well. We can see, 19 bunkers, not that much. 4 water hazards in play. That's not that much as well. Longer track makes sense that driving distance would be a key stat to look at. So we will be looking at that, but we will be looking at total driving instead of ball striking this week. And that's what I'm going to be looking at, is I'm going to be looking at total driving instead of driving distance, because I do like to look at a player's ability to at least hit the fairway as well. And that's what total driving is doing. It's combining those two. So we'll be looking at total driving instead of driving distance. Then I will be looking at birdie or better percentage, because players that just struggled to make birdies didn't do well. It's kind of as simple as that. And that might be because this is the first time that a lot of players saw the course. That could be where they didn't know where to miss. They didn't know where to attack. So just players that were flat out able to make birdies did better, where like players that were avoiding bogeys didn't exactly do as good. We do see par 5 scoring as well. Players that were able to make some par 5s or birdies on par 5s did well. So we'll be looking at that. Then we could do strokes gained approach or strokes gained around the green, but I'm going to be favoring strokes gained tee to green, which is accumulated into that stat. So I'll just be looking at that as well. Big picture stuff there. So with that, you guys can get a sense of what I'm looking at this week. Let's get into the picks for this week. Going to the cheat sheet, we'll get started. So I do really like Sam Burns this week. We can see, 7th place finish here last year. That's not bad. 2 missed cuts at the comp courses. Not too worried about that at all. Does get knocked a little bit in the model, but I'll treat him as the top overall pick this week. Second best stat fit, second best in recent form. I really like Sam Burns this week. I think if you're going to be paying up for someone, he does make a lot of sense. He's going to be the one I want to pay up for. Let me look at someone like Scotty Scheffler. I do want to see Sam Burns real quick. Does he have Texas ties? Not really. But Scotty Scheffler does have Texas ties here. We can see that. So I just want to pull that up real quick. But 4 straight made cuts at the comp courses that we're looking at. Top 20 stat fit, top 20 recent form rank, top 7 in the 9 to 5 mile this week. I love the fact that he was able to kind of close out well last week. Had him on the Sunday Showdown. That double bogey kind of cost me at the end there. But, he closed out well. He's been playing well this season. So, yeah, Scotty Scheffler I do like as well as a pick in this price point. And then, honestly, I'm just going to go down lower. I'm going to attack the guys that have good recent form and good course history. Taylor Gooch actually ranking out as the best pick in the 9 to 5 mile this week. We can see that. 4th place finish here last year. 4th place finish at one of the comp courses that we're looking at. The best staff in the field. Strong recent form as well. 14 straight made cuts in a row. Taylor Gooch has been a stud, is pretty much what we're able to see here. There we go. So yeah, 11th, 5th, 11th, 4th, 57th, 31st. So Taylor Gooch has been just doing well, guys. Good price point for him as well. He didn't get priced up that much. Now we'll be going back to the well with Aaron Wise, who just continues to play well as well. 15th place finish last week, 5th, 8th, 26th, 17th, 21st. So Aaron Wise is another player that I really like this week. 6th in recent form rank, 5th overall pick in the 9 to 5 mile this week. Top 20 staff fit, top 20 in course history rank as well. So see no real reason to fade those two guys, given the fact that they had good finishes here last year. And they're priced down a little bit too low compared to how well they've been playing recently. So those are going to be the 4 players that I like in the high tier price point range. And now we get down into that mid-tier price point range. So I don't mind Maverick McNeely, who had a good run on Sunday. 20th place finish here last year, 17th place finish at the Valero Houston Open. Not the Valero, I keep calling it the Valero. The Houston Open, when it was played at the Golf Club of Houston. Decent stat fit, actually. Top 20 stat fit, top 10 stat fit, actually. 30th in effective scoring, 5th in that 200 and plus yardage range. That is pretty appealing to me. And then 11th, 25th, and 38th place finish recently. So Maverick McNeely at 8.5 is a price point that I do love. And you guys know me, I typically like to continue to play guys that, They don't let me down. So like Seamus Power has been someone we've been rostering a ton this year. Over the past like 3 months, he's been one of my most owned players. 11th, 12th, 21st. Did miss the cut at the Sanderson Farms, but 31st place finish. Prior to that, he has just been playing some great golf. Sure, it might not be the best fit, but I like to stick with players that have gotten me there. So I'm going to stick with Seamus Power this week until he really lets me down. Let's keep going. Cameron Tringale is interesting to see because he does have 4 straight make cuts comp course history wise. Did miss the cut last week. Last week was kind of, if you've been playing Cameron Tringale a lot, you stayed with him, but he wasn't someone you really wanted to go out of your way to play. I don't mind him this week though. Now top 10 pick in the 9 to 5 mile this week, 8.3. That's okay price point. Don't want too much of him because of that miscut, but he is someone that is catching my eye a little bit. And then Mackenzie Hughes casually popping up as well. Just want to point this out to you guys. 7th year last year, 55th comp course finish, and then 42nd comp course finish. So 3 straight make cuts. We like to see that. 4 straight make cuts in a row, which is highly appealing to me. We can see 4th, 25th, 35th, 52nd, and 27th place finish for recent form. Mackenzie Hughes has been playing some great golf at that price point. That is a highly appealing price point, just given how well he's been playing. And let's go down a little bit lower. Someone that hasn't been playing that well recently, I guess, if you will, is, I shouldn't say that. He missed a cut last week. It's Charlie Hoffman. Prior to that, he had been making a ton of cuts in a row. I think he's going to be a good pick. Let's just put it that way. 29th place finish here last year, 2nd in the 2 comp courses that we're looking at. The Valero Houston Open there. Could be a better stat fit. You know, he's been kind of just okay this year. But at 7.3, that's a price point that's going to intrigue me a little bit. So yeah, Charlie Hoffman this week I don't mind as a pick as well. We can go down a little bit lower. I don't mind going back to the well with someone like Joel Damon. Don't love it, don't hate it. That's something you guys can do if you want to. Then after that, nothing that's really catching my eye too much. I do like the form that Scott Piercy has been in recently. He made the cut last week. 40th place finish, 2 missed cuts prior to that, then 11th, 64th place finish. Has played well, kind of comp course history wise, if we're looking at that. 29th or 28th place in the 9 to 5 model. That's okay. We'll take that. Good enough. And then Denny McCarthy as well. Denny McCarthy been playing some good golf the last 2 weeks. A 15th and a 38th place finish. Made the cut here last year. 9th at the Valero, 9th at the Houston Open the previous year. You know, he's just a good pick at that price point. I'm trying to see his ties here. No ties to Texas, but, just been playing well. He's a guy that just plays smart, so he's another pick that I don't mind this week. Then Adam Long, possibly. If you guys want to play Adam Long, you can. 11th place finish here last year. Here we go. 11th place finish for Adam Long last year. 22nd, 25th, miscut, and 29th place finish for his recent form. That's pretty good. If we want to look at kind of the secondary stats, nothing really popping up too much there. But, Adam Long going to be a good pick this week as well. That's really it for the values, though. You could do some deep dives, maybe Kramer Hickok, just nothing that I really want to chase that much. But now that we got through the picks, let's get into the core plays for this week. All right, so let me pull up the player profile here and we'll get into the core plays. So honestly, guys, I do think that Sam Burns should be a core play for you. We just look at kind of what he's done recently. 9th best in the 9 to 5 mile. Do like that. 7th place finish here last year. Love to see that. Course length, he doesn't do exactly better in longer tracks, but he kind of is just even keel in longer tracks. Kind of same thing for Parkland style courses, but he is a really good Bermuda green putter compared to his average. So I like to see that. Everything just kind of points to him being a little bit better this week. I already talked about the stat fit, top 2 stat fit, 2nd best in recent form. And if we just take out kind of those comp course history miscuts, then we don't really have to worry about him as a pick. But I don't know if we're going to be able to afford to pay up for him. But I do really want to go back to the well with Aaron Wise again this week. Just a strong pick. Do love him. 15th, 8th, 5th, 26th, 17th, 21st, 46th. I mean, his recent form has just been there. The worry with him is that, the putter has been a little bit poor. We can see he's actually struggled on Bermuda greens. That'd be the worry. If he struggles, that's going to be why. But, typically better in Parkland style courses. Want to point that out. Typically better on longer tracks as well. So his average strokes gained total on longer tracks is 37th compared to his norm, which is 56th. So that's really good. We can see that with Parkland style courses as well. Like to see that. So yeah, Aaron Wise just playing super good golf. I want to chase him this week. Then we're going to be looking at Taylor Gooch. I already kind of mentioned Taylor Gooch, but he's going to be another core play for me. I know 3 guys in the high tier price point range. I'm sorry, guys. That is just the week that we have right now. But I do really like Taylor Gooch. He was the top rated pick in the 95 mile this week. Kind of even keel for Bermuda greens. That's fine. We can see, pretty good. 6 missed cuts over the past year. 8 top 25 finishes. 3 top 10 finishes. But 2 of those have been recent. And if you just want to look at top 12 finishes, 4 straight top 12 finishes. So we do like that. Once again, a little bit better on longer tracks, a little bit better on Parkland style courses, but we are going to chase that recent form. We're going to chase a 4th place finish the last 2 years. So I do like him as a pick. Then I do like Mackenzie Hughes just as a price point. It is a good price point for him. Playing some pretty good golf. 4th, 25th, 35th, 52nd for recent form, 11th best pick in the 95 model. Doesn't lose strokes putting on Bermuda greens. We like that. None of the secondary stats are either saying he's really going to dominate or going to be highly alarming. So we can say that this data right here is going to be pretty accurate. So yeah, Mackenzie Hughes at 7.9 is going to be a good price point play for me this week. But that's all I have for you guys this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. So once again, the core plays are going to be Sam Burns, Mackenzie Hughes, Taylor Gooch, and Aaron Wise. But I do want to remind you guys that throughout the week, I might adjust the ratings slightly. And that's going to be updated on the 9to5 write-up, which is available for 9to5 members, which is your one-stop shop for PGA DFS. Just like to do that little plug in there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing.